Hey everybody, welcome to another Things and Stuff review from Starchwreck Models and Props, the show where we review things and stuff. Today we're going to try something a little bit differently with this webcam thing going on instead of the usual other fancy camera. And hopefully with this I can do more builds and things like that, but we will give that a shot, and maybe some live hangouts and stuff like that. That might be fun. But today we have the UG Models 1/350th scale Minotaur class fighter from, oh boy, I'm probably going to butcher this, Masao Okazaki's Starfleet Museum series. So this is kind of a non-canon prequel series or idea that's instead of Enterprise, this is kind of the Earth-Romulan War, with some Klingons sprinkled in, and the ships, I think, are very cool. They're very primitive, more rocket ship looking, and it's really well thought out, and it has stories and all these different kinds of ships, and it's pretty cool. So it's kind of based on space flight chronology, and just things, mentioned and not ever seen in the show. So it's pretty cool. I definitely recommend checking out his designs and stories and stuff like that. This and a couple of the other ships are available at UG Models website, and they're going to have some more coming out. But for now, let us check out the Minotaur. Now, like I said, this is 1/350th scale, so it's in scale with the Classic Enterprise, the NX-01, the refit, stuff like that. So first we've got our little destruction sheet. It gives a little history on the ship. So basically these were little fighters, and they were launched from a big carrier ship, the Yorktown class carrier, and the Yorktown didn't have a lot of weapons, so it would just warp in and then send these little guys in there to blow stuff up, and then they'd warp back. So, like a carrier, I guess. That kind of is pretty self-explanatory. But they had 6 antimatter reactor pods, and it could do little high warp jumps, and then a fusion reactor for the impulse engine, and had a 3-man crew, ejectable command center, and also had 6 anti-ship missiles and 4 fixed-mounted laser cannons. I love that, laser cannons. Atomic warheads, all that cool, crazy 50s sci-fi kind of stuff. Laser cannons, ray gun, laser rockets, whatever. Yeah, that stuff. Anyway, one thing I should mention, and we'll get a little more into this later, is just only on here we see a couple different paint schemes, but basically the idea behind this is your imagination is the limit as far as paint schemes. It's like a World War I, World War II fighter, where they just paint them all sorts of great stuff and nose art and stuff like that. So you can see in this one we just kind of got a gray and red one. I'll put some more on the screen after this. There's a little nose art with a lady, blue and white. There's kind of a digital camo USPA one, and then another gray and red one. And this one's kind of my favorite. I think there's a build-up on the guy's website on the Starfleet Museum on this page, and they actually did polished aluminum chrome look on it, and it looks spectacular. It looks like a Thunderbolt, like a P-47 Thunderbolt, P-47. Boy, I hope I got that right. I'll be very disappointed, and you guys can also be disappointed if I also got that wrong. Here we have our instructions. Here's a little orthographic view, very basic assembly. Put the 2 hull pieces together. There's a little plug that connects them, and then the wings and laser cannons. There's a little parts tree list and all that. So very, very simple, nothing on the back. So let's get that out of the way. And, here we go. One thing I love about UG models is they always make a cool go-with base that's, specific to the ship. And get the Minotaur coming out of the carrier, I guess. Oh, yeah, there's the fighter and there's the carrier right there. But really cool, like a little dedication plaque kind of thing. So there's always add a little special touch rather than just a generic dome base or a Starfleet insignia. I'll get to the decals later. Let's check out what we got in here. Hopefully I don't break anything. So start off with the main. There we go. Start off with the main hull, and We'll see how this works. There we go. It's zooming in. Really nicely detailed. The master of this was 3D printed in Form Labs Form 1 stereo laser lithography printer. And apparently they're getting a Form 2 printer. I don't know what that means because I'm not a 3D printer guy. I kind of am, but all I have is a Cube 2, and it's like 6 years old, and it's antique by everybody's standards, so my 3D printing expertise is, yeah. So I'm going to assume that's awesome, and it probably is, even this Form 1, because the detail on this is spectacular. All these little windows and details. Look at this. It's pretty bright. I don't know if you'll be able to see. I'll need to work on lighting for this. Let's try. Is that better? Something like that. Well, you could see the... oh, there we go. Little docking port right there. And windows. There's a little beacon up there. More windows. Get your little missile launchers on the front. And there's a little bit of support sprue or casting right here to keep these little fins up, so when you go to paint this guy up you'll cut those off, but that helps make sure you don't break them off, or either in transit or when you're working on it. That's got a cool front. I don't know if that's a result of the 3D printing. It's kind of stepped, if that's 3D printing or part of the design, but it looks really cool. It looks like a deflector dish kind of thing. Little key system there. So I think this is right side up. And then you'll have a little plug thing. This is just a regular little piece of chunk of resin there. And let's check out the engine section. So there's the plug thing. There's where the wings fit in. And then look at this awesome engine detail on the back. Really nice and detailed. A little bit of mold line, but that's really easy to clean up. You can go ahead and plug that in. Zoop. So there's your main body. A little small. I mean, or, it's a good size, but small on the 3/50th scale. Whoop. And we have our really basic wings, which are really easy. Just a little bit of cleanup to get rid of the pour mark, but that's not hard at all. So 4 of those guys. And then finally we have our little laser cannons. So you just have to get those off the mold. And yeah, those guys will fit right in here. So really very basic assembly. You could do this in a weekend and have a really cool, fun ship. It's cast in Smooth-On 305, and their resin's really nice, easy to work with, easy to sand, but also, robust. So you're not just slithing away details. I don't think that's a word. But yeah, let's check out the little decal sheet you get. And we've got some United Earth, NATO symbols on there. We've got some USPA, United Space Probe Agency decals, like in Enterprise. And a cool, like, Thunderbolt, Tiger, any kind of nose art. Got a little shark mouth. And then we've got different little registry names, which is pretty cool. But let's put up, I'm just going to put up some of the examples of the different paint schemes they have on their website. So it's like I said, like a World War II fighter. You can do anything you can come up with. So that's pretty awesome. I like that lightning one with the lightning bolts, so I might try to do that someday with this. I don't know. I haven't decided. Or I might do something more basic. But yeah, so I'm not sure what else to say about this guy. Very easy. Like I said, fun build. I think it goes for $35 on the UGG Models website. I'm going to put the link in the description below so you can check that out. But yeah, there you go. Minotaur fighter. And apparently they're coming out with a Yorktown, the carrier, at 1/1000 scale, which will probably be... There we go. Something like that. It'll probably be pretty big. And it's going to have little tiny fighters that go with it, so that's going to be pretty fun. And I guess there's another fighter. I can't think of what it's called, but there's the Minotaur, and then there's another version. I'll put that up right They're right there. It's a beautiful thing. So, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed checking this out. Oh, let me give you a little teaser here. Little itsy bitsy micro teaser. It's not gonna say anything. Maybe I'll say something. Here you go. For our next exciting thing, let's just give you a little preview. There you go. Get excited because it's gonna be awesome. Anyway, so thanks so much for checking it out, and we will see you next time for another Things and Stuff.